Once, in a quiet village by the sea, there lived a young man named Elias. He was known for one thing, his restless mind. Every day, his thoughts pulled him in every direction. When morning came, he worried about the night. When night came, he worried about the next day. He could not find peace, no matter what he did. He often looked at others laughing in the fields and thought, maybe peace is for them, not for me. Even when everything seemed fine around him, his heart still felt heavy. One evening, Elias sat by the shore, watching the waves. Beside him sat an old fisherman, mending his net. The man looked up and said kindly, "You look troubled, young one. What's on your mind?" Elias sighed. "My thoughts never stop," he said. "They run all day and all night. I try to quiet them, but I can't." The fisherman smiled. "You're trying too hard to fight the waves," he said. "Come see me tomorrow morning. I'll show you something." When the first light of morning touched the water, Elias came. The fisherman was waiting by his boat, holding 2 small stones. He gave one to Elias and said, "Throw it into the sea." Elias threw it. The stone splashed and circles spread across the surface. "Now watch," said the fisherman. The ripples moved outward until the water became calm again. "What do you see?" "The ripples are gone," Elias said. The fisherman nodded. "That's how the mind works. Every thought is like a stone. When you drop it, it stirs your peace. But if you leave it alone, the water becomes still again." Elias was quiet. He slowly began to understand. Then the fisherman handed him the second stone. "This time," he said, "whisper a good thought into it before you throw it." Elias closed his eyes and whispered, "I will be calm." Then he threw it into the sea. The fisherman smiled. "You see, that thought also makes ripples, but soft ones that bring peace instead of fear." Days passed. Elias stayed near the fisherman, helping him with his nets and learning from the sea. Whenever his mind became noisy, he would walk to the shore and watch the water. He saw that every wave, no matter how big, always settled. And he began to see that peace wasn't about stopping thoughts. It was about choosing which ones to keep. When a fearful thought came, he let it pass. When a kind thought came, he held it a little longer. Slowly, his heart grew calm. One day, a traveler came through the village. He had heard of a young man by the sea who had learned to live in peace. He found Elias sitting by the shore, fixing a boat. "Tell me," the traveler said, "how did you calm your mind? Mine is full of noise and worry." Elias picked up a small pebble and dropped it into a bowl of water beside him. The ripples spread and slowly disappeared. "The mind is like this water," Elias said. "Every thought makes waves. You can't stop thoughts from coming, but you can choose which one to throw. One thought can bring pain, and one thought can bring peace. You decide." The traveler nodded slowly. "So peace is just one thought away?" Elias smiled. "Yes, but only if you let it go, not hold on to it too tightly." Years passed. The old fisherman grew old and weak. One evening, he asked Elias to walk with him to the shore. The waves shimmered under the moonlight. "My time is near," the old man said softly. "But remember what you've learned. Every man carries an ocean inside him. If he keeps throwing stones of anger and fear, his waters will stay troubled. But if he learns to cast thoughts of peace and kindness, his heart will reflect the stars." Elias bowed his head. "I will remember," he said. The fisherman smiled and whispered, "The lesson was never mine. It always belonged to the sea. After the old man passed, people noticed something about Elias. He was calmer than anyone they had ever met. When problems came, he stayed steady. When others shouted, he spoke softly. He had become the calmest man in the village. People came to ask him for advice. He never preached. He simply took them to the shore and asked them to throw a stone. "Watch what happens," he would say. "Every wave settles. Every storm ends. You just have to wait. And choose your next thought wisely. My friend, the mind is like the sea. You can't stop the waves, but you can choose which stone to throw. Every moment, life gives you a thought to release. If you choose fear, your water becomes troubled. If you choose peace, your water becomes clear. So remember, one single thought can change the way you see your whole life. When you can choose that one good thought, you'll find that calm was never far away. It was inside you all along.